Hey guys, Alex here. Today we're going to talk about AI detectors and why colleges, professors, and basically nobody should be using them. AI detectors are basically, they can be somewhat useful, but they are extremely inaccurate and they are not proof somebody used AI. So for professors and schools that don't understand how AI detectors work, it doesn't work the same way a plagiarism detector works. A plagiarism detector finds the original paper submitted, such as let's use TurnItIn as an example. TurnItIn will analyze all the papers that have been turned into their platform. And not just that, but they will scour the internet for papers as well. And then they'll find the original paper and they'll see exactly where it was copied from. And then boom, you find out that person plagiarized, that person is busted. Plagiarism detectors are very good. Plagiarism detectors work. AI detectors do not work. And they're not proof somebody used AI. So it's just a very, I've been reading so many Reddit posts and it just kind of makes me infuriated. Most of you who watch me in my channel and my videos, you know all my videos. I've had about 160 videos now. It's been a long journey. All my videos are very calm, very gentle. I never really have any spicy videos, but if I was going to have any spicy videos, this would be it. I'm actually very passionate about this subject, and seeing students get wrongly accused of using AI all over Reddit, and they have to make their paper sound dumber. They literally have to make their paper sound dumber on purpose just to not get flagged for AI. It is just the absolute most mind-blowing, dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Look, professors, especially for the non-tech professors, because most tech professors know AI detectors are bullshit and they know how it works. So, look, AI detectors are simply analyzing word patterns. They're simply analyzing patterns if an AI would normally spit something out that's similar to that. And some of them are decent at what they do, but once again, if you're writing in a large vocabulary, also if somebody writes a little repetitively, I write repetitively, it will get flagged for AI. Hell, I put in a paper into an AI detector I wrote in 2018, and it came out to be 60% AI. So I even wrote a little thing recently, and I'm like, okay, let's test this out. I'm going to use a lot of vocabulary, and I ran it through an AI detector, and boom, 40% AI. So, and I've heard of people even further getting 90, 95% AI. So nobody is immune to getting falsely accused. It seems like universities are moving away from this because they realize AI detectors are not what they seem. And I would definitely recommend that to any university and any professor to definitely move away from AI detectors. Now, some schools just use AI detectors as the basis, and then they try to investigate further based off the AI detector. So they don't do their whole ruling based off the AI detector. But even that, I don't think AI detectors should be part of the process at all. Like I said, the only way you can determine if somebody used AI is if they left the prompt in there. That is literally the only way. If they left the prompt in there, if they were that lazy, go ahead and fail them, do what you got to do. But there's no other way to really know, right? Many people have had things come back 50, 60, 70, 80, 90% AI, and they wrote it completely themselves. I took a very well-written blog dated over 10 years ago. And I was like, okay, let me run some of these blogs through the AI detectors. And of course, a lot of them were 80% AI. So some of the AI detectors are better than others. Zero GPT, I mean, they're all not great. They're all flawed. They're all inaccurate. But Zero GPT is not bad. But GPT-0, that one will flag anything as AI, literally anything. So that one is just, you run any kind of decent writing in there and it'll flag it as AI almost every single time. So GPT-0, I think, is you definitely don't want to use that one. But overall, I don't think any AI detectors should be used. And during this video, we'll go over some terms of service. I'm also going to post a couple videos in the link down below. But once again, I think AI detectors are a borderline business to business scam. And I know we throw the word scam out there very loosely, so I hate throwing that word out there. Um, Scam was originally supposed to be a word that's like, for like criminal intent and stuff like that. And I feel like it's gotten a little too loose in this society, but it is a borderline business to business scam. They're trying to make contracts with universities. They want professors, especially non-tech professors who don't understand how AI detectors work. They want them to go buy their products so they can scan all these papers, get higher word limits and make money off them. Who's their biggest customer? Professors. So look, it's a business to business borderline scam. And trust me, you cannot determine if somebody used AI based off these detectors. Now, for somebody watching this video and is going to be, or maybe a professor is going to watch this video and be like, oh, this guy must have got caught using AI. He sounds bitter. I'm not bitter. I just think it's really unfair for students to get falsely accused of using AI. And no, I've never used AI on an assignment. I've never been accused of using AI on an assignment. I graduated with my bachelor's degree before AI was a thing. So I just think that AI is also going to be the future, and we're going to integrate AI with us. It's going to be around us. It's going to be part of us, basically, more metaphorically, but even possibly like physically if we're going hundreds of years into the future, right? There's lots of technology coming out, such as even implants in the brain, right? So everyone will have their little AI supercomputer. AI is the future. We should embrace it and not say, hey, no, AI is bad, right? The fact is, AI is here. It's here to stay. It's going to be part of us. Hundreds of years from now, the things you've seen like in the Matrix, where you can just download everything to your brain very fast, you can read a book in 2 seconds, that is going to be the future. As science fiction as that sounds, that is the future. So stop hating on AI and embrace AI. It is the future. Okay. Now, if you want your students to learn AI if you want your students to learn the material a little more ethically, you can teach them AI, how to put study guides together and use AI a little more ethical to your standards. So if you've watched the video to this point, I will now bring you sources. So we'll start with a Reddit post, which links to a research study. So research study done by research scientists, 39.5% is how AI detectors are accurate. They're 39.5% accurate, which is worse than flipping a coin. So we'll go to that study right now. And here's the study. This was an official study done. And you can read it. I'll link everything in the description for you guys. So I'll link everything I have up here in the description. So the study investigates the efficiency of 6 major generative AI detectors, modified techniques. The results demonstrate that the detectors' already low accuracy rates, 39.5%, show major reductions in accuracy, 17.4%, when faced with manipulated content, with some techniques proving more effective than others in evading detection. But original accuracy, 39.5%, is what you should be looking at right there. So absolutely crazy. So, sorry guys, it's a new computer, so it's got some background items popping up. So, I will get to TurnItIn in a bit here. But now we're going to go to OpenAI. So OpenAI is the world leader in AI right now. So how can educators respond to students presenting AI-generated content as their own? And we'll scroll down here. I'll link this in the description as well. I'll link everything in there. Do AI detectors work? In short, no, not in our experience. Our research into detectors didn't show them to be reliable enough, given that educators could be making judgments about students with potentially lasting consequences. While other developers have released detection tools, we cannot comment on their utility. Additionally, ChatGPT has no knowledge of what content could be AI generated. It will sometimes make up responses. So you can read all of this if you want, but overall, OpenAI, basically the world leader in AI currently, says no. AI detectors do not work. MIT, one of the most reputable schools in the world, AI detectors don't work. AI detectors don't work. So I'll link that down in the description as well. Here you have UC Berkeley, which is a very interesting one as well. So they did so this is TurnItIn's artificial intelligence detection. So basically, TurnItIn's artificial intelligence writing detection tool is not currently available to UC Berkeley instructors. So you scroll down here a little bit. So they do not want the AI detector for this reason right here: unclear actionability. TurnItIn's standard plagiarizing detection features enable instructors to point to a specific source, and this is what I was saying earlier in the video. Actually, you can point to a specific source when it comes to plagiarism. So UC Berkeley definitely knows their stuff. The AI detection tool provides no such conclusive proof. Exactly. There's no conclusive proof. You can't prove it. So it's unclear how these findings would be used in an academic integrity investigation. They shouldn't be. You cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt, or even close. You can't even prove at all that somebody used AI with AI detector tools. So any professor that has given a 0 to somebody for AI, unless they left their prompt in the essay, you should not have given them a 0. And you giving somebody a 0 because you don't understand how something works, and basically you just blindly believed that just because something says AI detector, it is a AI detector, and you gave a student a 0 over that, I personally don't think you should be teaching. You have no critical thinking skills. Probably just got a lot of dislikes with that comment. It's probably the spiciest thing I've ever said on this channel, but hey, that's my real feelings. As a professor, you need critical thinking skills, and you need to understand how things work. Okay, if you're just blindly accepting things for how they are, like if you're just blindly accepting something that says AI detector, and you're like, oh, that sounds great, and you just 0 research, 0 thought into it, no nothing, then what can I say? Like that shows no critical thinking. That shows you jump to conclusions. Professors should not be jumping to conclusions. AI detectors are unreliable. Okay, UC Berkeley, MIT, research studies, OpenAI, some members of the head of X and Grok. Every single conclusion is AI detectors are not just a little bit inaccurate. They do not work. Sorry to break it to you. So AI detectors do not work. No university, no professor should be using them. So I'm sorry to break it to you guys. But I'll list all these links into the description. I will also link a couple videos I found really useful as well. So a couple people that might explain this a little better than me, I will leave a link to them in the description. They don't know who I am, but I've watched their videos, and their videos are really, really good. So I'll leave that in the description as well. So the description will have a lot of links. But anyways, guys, this is the video. AI detectors, not good. You should not be getting students in trouble over this. You cannot prove it at all. You cannot prove somebody used AI based off an AI detector. But anyways, guys, that is the video. If you liked, please like, subscribe, and comment if I helped you at all. And I apologize to any professors for the harsh words a couple minutes ago. Once again, if you're failing students based off something you don't understand, like I said, you need to have more of an open mind. AI detectors do not work. Also, one thing I forgot to add in this video that I'm making an edit real quick and putting this in the video. So TurnItIn, which is a great company, their plagiarism tools are great. Their similarity score is great. It's a fantastic company. Just AI detector stuff does not really work. It can be a useful asset in some ways, but we're going to read this right here. Our AI writing detection model may not always be accurate. Okay, so it should not be used as the sole basis for adverse actions against a student. Okay, so TurnItIn themselves says this should not be the sole determination if somebody used AI. So there you have it with Turnitin. Okay. Anyways, guys, please take care. And I will have some more videos coming out soon. I have a WGU AI video coming out pretty soon. The WGU AI degree. I have a video about some other schools coming up and some other big announcements as well. So thank you guys so much. Take care.